So this week there's been a lot of talk about burnout and that kind of thing on YouTube. Casey Neistat did a video, there was an article, there was all kinds of things basically. It's all centered around people like PewDiePie and big YouTubers talking about burnout and the pressures of having to constantly upload and really stick to this schedule and almost being trapped and confined by the beast that is YouTube. And that kind of coincides with the video I was planning on making this week anyway. The video I wanted to make was about how, as creators, sometimes we forget to consume. Sometimes we're so wrapped up in creating our own content that we forget that for a lot of us, what drew us to being content creators in the first place was being avid consumers of other people's content and being fans of their creativity. So to kind of top up that inspiration tank, it's important to dip back into that, to go on a Netflix binge or go out and see some movies or that kind of thing. It's one of those things that gets kind of slammed a little bit in this kind of age of hustle porn and all that kind of stuff, where you've got the Elon Musks of the world saying how you should work kind of 80 to 100 hours a week, you know, how you can relax and rest and watch Netflix after you've been, you know, you've made it, you've become successful. But I don't think that applies in the same way for creatives. I think you need to not only rest and relax, because all humans need to do that and it's important to stay healthy and sane, but you need to top up that inspiration tank. You need to seek out artists, not just to see what you can take from them, but just to be aware of what else is going on in the landscape that you're going to be a part of. Martin Scorsese has recently done a masterclass, and one of the first things he says is,
so if you're intrigued by movie making as a career, this isn't the class for you. But if you need to make movies, a movie, if you feel like you can't rest until you've told this particular story that you're burning to tell and moving images and sounds, then it could be speaking to you.
Creators aren't people that are looking for an easy way to get by. They're people who are compelled to create something. They want to bring something into being that hasn't been, whether that's a song or a painting or a film or a video. You know, they want to bring something out of nothing. And I'm not sure if you can really burn out of that in the same way. I think if you're creative, then you want to keep creating. And maybe the only way, you know, you lose that is a bit like how writers get writer's block. You know, it's not that they don't want to be writers anymore. It's just there's something in the way. So they go out and they find new sources of inspiration, or they take their mind off of it and they just take that kind of little break. It's about recalibrating and just getting back to why you wanted to do it in the first place, rediscovering the love of creating. The reason I've wanted to talk about this is because I took a bit of a break myself. Like, it's funny, starting YouTube and committing to making one of these videos at least once a week. I'm gonna pat myself on the back because this will be the second this week. Little bonus upload on Monday. If you didn't see it, I'll link it above. But yeah, I also have watched a few episodes of The Office on Netflix and been to see a couple of movies. I thought about maybe doing a little bit of a review. The movie I went to see most recently was Glass. Then I asked my mate Bruce what he thought, whether people would be interested, and he said,
Glass? Who gives a shit about Glass?
Yeah, so maybe not. But yeah, anyway, that was pretty much it. It was just a reminder for everyone to let themselves, especially in that creative space, take that little bit of time to kind of dive back into being a consumer as well as being a creator, to, you know, top up the inspiration tank and get those creative juices flowing again. Because ultimately, that's what we're doing. We're taking the world in and then reinterpreting it in our own way as we then push it back out through our own art. And if you're not feeding anything in, you know, you're gonna run dry eventually. Nothing's gonna come back out. So yeah, take that as permission to go on a Netflix binge this weekend if you want, or go see a movie, or, you know, just catch a show, or whatever it is that you fancy. Maybe curl up with a book for a little bit. But yeah, go do some consuming. And maybe not just on YouTube, because I spend a lot of time watching videos on YouTube, and they're mainly tutorials and kind of motivational things, and I'm not sure that quite qualifies in the same way. It's still consuming content, but it's still kind of working. It's almost a little bit like school. I've said before that YouTube has been my own personal film school, so I'm not sure I would class that quite in the same category. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up now and let you go watch Netflix or whatever it is you choose to do. I'll see you in the next one.